This audio production was made in collaboration with Audible Anarchist.
Why do anarchists reject using the state for revolution? Anarchists, like other communists, whether Trotskyists or Marxist-Leninists, etc., share the ultimate goal of a stateless, classless, and moneyless society. Many anarchists explicitly identify as communists or libertarian communists, rooted in the same emancipatory vision. The key difference lies in how to get there. Marxists believe the state can be used as a transitional tool, seizing and reshaping it to build socialism on the road to communism. But why do anarchists reject this state socialism for libertarian socialism? Anarchists reject state socialism as both naive and dangerous. There is no such thing as a workers' state. The state is not a neutral tool, but a centralized mechanism that entrenches power in bureaucrats, whose interests inevitably diverge from the working class. This dynamic ensures that state officials form a new ruling class with control over the workers. Quote, "They will no longer represent the people but themselves and their own pretensions to govern the people." End quote. Mikhail Bakunin. The state, by its very nature, undermines revolutionary change by reinforcing class hierarchies no matter who holds power. Quote, "Every lawgiver, be he Supreme Court Justice, Minister or Parliamentarian, feels himself elevated above those for whom he can create regulations, thus becoming the agent of an elite divorced from the whole." End quote. Eric Mason, anarchist communist. Unity of means and ends. Quote, "The revolutionary process cannot be separated from the revolutionary goal." End quote. Murray Bookchin. The means used must align with the desired end of a stateless, classless, horizontal society. If revolutionaries adopt the wrong means, they risk creating a society opposite to what they intend. Because social structures shape people, participation in the state inevitably transforms revolutionaries into repressors. Quote, "Socialists who enter the state have placed themselves in determinate conditions that in turn determine them." End quote. Elise Reclus. This affects both rulers and ruled. Quote, "Power corrupts those invested with it just as much as those compelled to submit to it." End quote. Mikhail Bakunin. Instead of learning self-organization, workers under hierarchy learn obedience, deference, and power worship. Quote, "It is not enough to desire something. If one really wants it, adequate means must be used. Whoever sets out on the high road and takes a wrong turning does not go where he intends to go, but where the road leads him." End quote. Enrico Malatesta, anarchist. Anarchists, therefore, insist that only libertarian, horizontal relations can develop people capable of sustaining a free society. We advocate for prefigurative politics, mass working-class social movements which engage in class struggle in the present via direct action, and organize in a manner that prefigures an anarchist society, and thus produces and reproduces these libertarian social relations. Even if, quote, "class-conscious benevolent rulers," end quote, initially advance socialism, the system remains fragile. Over time, this commitment falls apart in all hierarchical structures. As history shows us in the USSR and China, rulers became detached from the people, or genuine revolutionaries were replaced by those who were. Thus, centralization ensures eventual failure. Hierarchical structures undermine the resilience and autonomy needed for genuine social change. The Leninist notion that a hierarchical state could, quote, "wither away," end quote, is a naive fantasy. Once established, centralized authority becomes self-preserving and expansionist, creating bureaucracies and hierarchies whose survival depends on maintaining power. States formed in the name of, quote, "proletarian dictatorship," end quote, did not dissolve but entrench themselves into sprawling authoritarian systems. Because officials act in their own interests, they always seek to preserve state power. Any alternative structure is treated as a threat, including the masses themselves, whose strength the state works to suppress, except when it serves its survival. For anarchists, there is only one conclusion, quote, "The state is counter-revolutionary," end quote. The state must not be seized but dismantled with the aim of its abolition. If we seek a genuine transition to communism, we must build horizontal structures of genuine workers and community self-management.
This has been a production of Audible Anarchist. You can find more Audible Anarchist on YouTube.